1986 Nissan 300ZX. As you can see, it's finished in white with a set of Volk Racing alloys on there. We'll start by having a look at the bodywork. It was actually MOT'd a couple of days ago, so it's got a full year's MOT on it. And we'll detail what we've got in the way of sort of paperwork and things in the description. But starting with the bodywork, we'll start on this front driver's corner. It does have a scuff on that lower splitter there, as you can see, and there is a little bit of overspray of some sort on the lip. And to be fair, the paint on the front is what looks to be quite thin or quite matte. It could do with maybe a polish. But it's a bit sort of rough down here, but it is smooth as soon as it comes over this line. On the front arch, you've got a little bit of rust appearing on this bottom corner here, but the rest of the arch is nice and clean. The wheels are, like I say, Volk Racing, and they are, what size are they? They're 17-inch, and it's got a set of Jap speed hub-centric spaces, sort of getting them to fill the arches nicely. They do look quite good, I think, but again, personal choice. Right, going down the car, if you look down the side here, you can see the panel gaps are good. The bodywork is nice and straight. It just has a few little cosmetic bits that want tidying up. The sill is nice and solid. There's plenty of mud on there for you, which we'll clean up. It has had a quick clean, but it could do with a proper clean. A couple of little chips on the corner of the wing mirror there. The driver's door doesn't have any dents or marks on it. It has been polished through a little bit here. You see where you've got a bit of thin paint there. This rear arch, that's solid. It's had some underseal or something which is sort of stuck on the arch there a little bit. That all wants cleaned off. And you've got a couple of bubbles in the paint there and a chip just above it. The side piece of trim that comes down here is missing, but it's missing from both sides, I noticed. So I don't know where they've gone. And then there's a little bit of a damage on the bottom of the valance there. Moving around to the rear of the car, the light lenses are all nice and clean and bright. There's no cracks in those. Don't know where you'd find replacement ones of them, so that's good. See 300ZX on the reflector there. The rear bumper fits nice and straight. There's no sort of waviness or anything to it. And the valance below it, that's tidy as well. Around this rear screen, you've got a bit of a masking line. Now, I'm guessing this is a replacement rear screen because the inside is red, which I'll show you in a second. But if you look here, there's a faint masking line there where it's just not quite gone all the way up. And I'm guessing this was for a wiper, but that's missing. Presuming it was a wiper. Someone can correct me, I might be wrong. Like I said, that trim's missing from both sides. The lower half, that sort of rear valance and bumper's all good. This arch, again, a little bit of underseal overspray, but other than that, it's all good. There is a scratch on the top here. There's a couple of, that's sort of, it's on top of the paint, that'll come off. In fact, that one is starting to come off when you scratch it, yeah, that's fine. Okay. So T-tops on this one, lift out glass ones. We have got the cover for it as well, which is nice. But the roof itself, all around that. Normally cars with T-tops end up with a few scratches on the roof from them getting put on and off, but that's all good. Coming down this passenger side, again another good sill. A couple of little marks on the bottom of the door there. And this front passenger arch has a little bit of surface rust on the bottom there. And the same on here. Other than that, all good. To be fair, the whole car is quite dirty. You've got a couple of little scratches here. Things like that would polish out. It's just how far you want to go on it, doesn't it? You know, a good polish would make a massive difference. And then it's up to you whether you want to do a bit of paintwork after that. This lower bumper and everything is all good, apart from that little scuff we showed you earlier on. Pop-up headlights, which do work. It's always good. Have a look at the interior. So it's white on the outside and it's sort of a dark, blacky grey two-tone interior. Nice clean door card there. Seats show very little wear, to be fair. Tiny little crease there, which would steam out. This isn't dirt or anything, it's just the way the valve sort of folds. It has done 60,000 miles. So 60857. The very retro dials, which I do like. Then you've got your oil pressure, your volts and everything there. And what looks to be the original stereo. It is an auto, this one, so it's automatic with overdrive. Then you've got your buttons and things for your lights, which we'll show you once the engine's running. The rear seats show no sign of wear at all. Again, the colour discrepancy you can see is just with the way that the sort of suede folds over the camera. Like I say, nice and clean in there. As you can see, we'll have a look in the boot on the way around as well. So in here, this seal is loose. And we can just push it back on, but it's worth just showing you there is a little bit of surface rust just underneath, obviously where the seal's trapped a bit of moisture. It does sit back on, the seal's still good. We'll just rather leave that off and show you exactly what's going on there. You do have the original partial shelf, and it does have the, which isn't clipped in, the load cover. We've got the vinyl envelopes for the T-tops, and there is some centre caps from what would be the original wheels. And I do believe that might even be, yeah, so there's a piece of trim from one side. But we only seem to have one. All the plastic trim and everything for the boot's all intact as well. And like I said, this boot lid was obviously from a red car at some point, because you can see it's still red on the underside. In the passenger side, nice clean door card again. And again, this seat, nice and tidy. Couple of little sort of stains there, but I'll be fairly sure a steam cleaner will get those out. Dash top and everything's all nice, no cracks or anything in that. I'll get the bonnet open and have a look in there. Have to excuse some dodgy camera work. So like I say, 3 litre V6. It has had a ram air induction kit fitted to it, which isn't too loud, which we'll show you in a second. But inside the inner wings and everything, all nice and clean. Engine bay is dirty, it wants a good clean off. But it is nice and solid. Like I say, it does want a good clean. And it could probably do with a new set of struts for the bonnet, because it doesn't really want to hold it up. They've sort of failed a little bit. Like I say, it has just had an MOT not long ago. Again, if you look in the description, it'll tell you exactly how long it has left. But there you have it. 300ZX. We'll just we'll pop those headlights on just so we can see those work. So they pop up evenly and go back down quite happily, but we're going to leave them on for a second purely because it has the best bing bong I've ever heard. Don't know if you can hear that, it's just like a doorbell. So there you have it. Nissan 300ZX. If you've got any inquiries, please get in touch.